my name is Pascal. Today we are going to do a buy guide on the Rogue 490 rack. And I think the Rogue 490 rack is a very solid option when you want color for your home gym rack and also just want to go for 4 posts. Now I go on about 6 posts versus 4 posts here on my channel, and I always say go for 4 posts instead of a 6 post for a home gym scenario to save space and money. So there you are already in the right spot. Now the next question to answer would be really whether you want color or not. If you are really in love with choosing a color of blue or white or whatever kind of color you want to choose for the 490C, then go for the 490C. If you want to optimize your budget even further and you say, well, you know, black it is, don't care, then go for the 490 instead for the 490C. Then you will further optimize your budget. And please don't fall into the trap of buying a 490C in black, because it can happen that Rogue charges you more for the color option even though you're getting a standard rack. So then really purchase to the 490 just to avoid any kind of that mishap to spend money on a color option where you actually don't get a repaint but just what comes off the shelf and you send it out. When you are buying Rogue racks, there's always the debate of Monster versus Monster Lite. Now the Monster Lite series recently has gotten 2 upgrades and we're now in 3.0, so the Monster and the Monster Lite are very close in terms of what they do. The main differences are that the Rogue Monster Lite has west side spacing, so if you like west side straining, that might be the better option. A major difference between the Monster and Monster Lite was also that the uprights were numbered on the Monster but not on the Monster Lite. Now Rogue has recently remedied that. For an extra price of $100 you actually get the uprights numbered for Monster Lite now, which I recommend you to get because it's not that much more money, but it will make your everyday training just so much easier. So basically what it is all about is what kind of accessory you want. So if you are deciding between Monster and Monster Lite, you are in the range of products of Rogue that still get attention from product engineering, so I wouldn't be too worried about that. So the next step is then really to think about what kind of upgrades do you want to do in the future to your rack, and are these accessories already available? You know, think 5-10 years ahead, which most people don't do, and what are you gonna buy then? And believe me, you will buy more stuff. Once you've opened the can of worms of having a home gym, you will get more shite for your home gym. And that's okay, it's your hobby, but just be smart about it rather than just thinking about it piecemeal, because if you think about it piecemeal, then you will pay more money. And with that in mind, I personally went for the Monster series because I just fell in love with the Rhino. I couldn't buy it in the EU yet, but I am hoping that it will be available at some day, and then I will upgrade this RM4 with some space in the back for a Rhino. A bit about dimensions for the 490C 4-post rack. So you see me standing here in an RM4 rack, which has the same footprint as the 490C. I'm 185 centimeters tall, I weigh 100 kg, and I have plenty of space in this frame here of the RM4. Initial Rogue buyers, as myself, might be concerned about storing plates on the rack itself while they're in the 4x4 cage and then tend to go for a 6-post rack. Don't be concerned about that. If you store the plates on the back uprights, you'll never touch off them unless you really make a point of touching off these plates when training. So if you keep your barbell on the front and the plates on the back, the 490C footprint is more than enough. You can think about upgrading to an RM4 if you want more stability for doing kipping exercises or putting any kind of torque on the structure, because definitely the uprights for the Monster are a bit more beefy and also the nuts and bolts are a bit more beefy. Therefore you will have less shaking within the structure rather than with the Monster Light series. But that's about it. So don't be really concerned about space, because I'm already a heavyweight, and if you're a super heavyweight, okay, fair enough, then maybe go a bit bigger and move the plates out, but that's not most people, right? Most people are actually a bit smaller than me on average, and therefore, you know, an RM4 is more than enough. Maybe an RM3 would be even better to save more space and money for your home gym, and then get even more exciting stuff like landmines, a second barbell, kettlebells, dumbbells, you name it. Let's talk options for the checkout with the Rogue 490C, and I'd say get the stabilizer, get the numbered uprights, and stick with the pin and pipes. So with the numbered uprights, it just makes your life so much easier, especially when you want to do incline benches and if you want to do squats and bench presses, because it's just so much easier to just have your numbers in your head rather than getting a marker out, you know, or counting the holds every single time, and then you know, it's just $100 more. Just do it. It saves you so much time. Now the next thing is pin and pipe. Stick with the pin and pipe system, because I think it is a lot more functional for pin squats, rack pulls, and all of the like that you might be doing in the gym. I personally don't like safety straps for that, because the safety straps behave rather unpredictably when you want to do these exercises. Safety wise, pin and pipe or straps doesn't matter, but working with them for all kinds of exercises, the straps can be a pain in the butt. So that about options and accessories for your 490C. One more thing to add is behind me here you see the storage pins. Don't forget to buy storage pins. Please put them into your basket on your initial order, because storage pins are not included with the 490C, and you will kick yourself if you forget them on the first order and then have to pay shipping twice, because you will need these. You only need 4, you don't need 6, because with the 4 ones I can actually store more than 500 kg on this rack if I wanted to. With the black training plates, if you get iron plates, you could store even more. If you get bumper plates, you would store a little less, because they are a bit thicker for the same amount of weight. But really 4 storage pins are more than enough. Save yourself the money for 6, because Rogue always advertises 6, you know, change plates, small plates, and then, you know, the big ones, the wheels and at the bottom, but that's not really necessary and is a waste of money. Last thing to talk about would be alternatives to the 490C. I already touched upon it in this video, so I won't go into the RM4 too much, but I will mention the 690C and the RM3. Now, personally, I think the 690C is a good 6-post rack if you also want color, but if you don't care about color, get the 690 instead, and then you will save a little bit more money. Personally, I think the best option for a home gym from Rogue at the moment is the RM3, because you're entering the Monster series for your home gym at the lowest entry point for cost. You can still upgrade within Monster, you are within that ecosystem, but you're not wasting any space or money. So if you are really not sure about color, or if you haven't measured your space yet, then definitely measure out your space and see whether a half rack fits a little better than a full rack. Most likely the answer is yes, and then maybe on your budget go for the RM3 than the 490C. That's what I would push my friends to do, but of course ultimately you are the master of your own fate, and if you like a 4-post rack and one color and are fine with Monster Light, then go with the 490C. You won't be disappointed. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe and tell your friends about my channel, and if you have any questions, please pop them in the comments section below. Otherwise, I wish you a very nice day and I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.